this, right? So as a result, guess what happened? We're gonna try to retest this breakout spot. If you're not seeing the breakout spot, let's take a look at that. Look at that spot. So right now we're gonna be looking for a bounce between this $1 and 120 level. So keep an eye on CEI. I do like the fact that we have a support. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Saucer Show. If this is your first time, guys, you are welcome. Well, I just want to put it out there. Last week was really interesting in the small price, low float stocks, or low float stocks, small price stocks. So with the market being in the shape that it is right now, we have our S&P all pushing higher and higher and higher, making these great all-time highs. But guess what? These small cap, low float stocks, they are just selling off, right? But that doesn't mean that we'll give up in our quest to make that 10 days, right? So last week was really bad, okay, in the small cap side of things, right? Except they have news or something more for catalyst to push these stocks higher. Now, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any equities, just for entertainment purposes only. With that being said, I will talk just briefly about the difference between that S&P and IWM, why we're having this small cap having an issue, right? So now that we got that out of the way, what I'll be doing today, I'm gonna be picking stocks up from Finviz, right? Finviz is a very fantastic visualization tool that helps you to scan stocks, scan different price levels and relative volume and all those good stuff. Okay, so now that we got this, the first one here is going to be Ampg, right? Ampg has been consolidating for quite a while. So I'm gonna mix this up into good stocks and stocks that are really selling off right now to keep an eye on, right? So we're gonna have all these lists and beautiful thing posted in the description. Now, if I cannot finish all these stocks, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna post the remaining one up on my stock tweet or on my Twitter account. So keep an eye on those, right? That being said, this is the weekend watch list, okay? And watch lists are just recommendations. They are not, something that you just jump into, right? So I got some few stocks that really tapped me out, hit my stop loss last week. But I'm not dwelling in the past. I'm just gonna keep moving forward, and moving forward it is, guys. Well, now that we got that out of the way, we have the IWM, guys. IWM right now, we've been pulling back. And because we're pulling back, right, we have stocks that are really in this Russell 2000 ETF that are also pushing lower. Because if this is going lower, we have all sectors, small cap also pushing lower, right? So right now I'm expecting this to really bounce off this 232 to 230 area, okay? That's where I'm expecting IWM to bounce off of, right? Also, if you really take a look at the market, right, the market is at that all-time highs level, right? So we just really need to break the 470 spot. So pretty much that is where I'm anticipating that the move is gonna come in. Okay, RSI is pointing downwards, of course, we understand, but at the same time, that is the difference. Large cap stocks, most of them are pushing higher, right? You're talking about the Microsoft and all those, Google and Apple, all these stocks are pushing the market higher. But if you come to, IWM, that is where we have the problem. That is the reason why most of these stocks are, selling off, pushing lower. Take, for example, IPVO. Okay, right now, look at, we'll be like around the $30 zone, right? $18. Right now, look at it at $7.30, right? So you have to look at these stocks and know which stock is going to do good in the coming days, which stock has good fundamentals, which stock has, you know, that strength, that zeal, that profit margin to make it in the future, in the nearest terms to come. I love technicals. Sometimes I also, you know, add fundamentals into the game, right? If you're looking at technical, that means we're breaking support level, right? And our whole set of level for support is the $10, but $10 we bounce around this area for about 4 days, and guess what, we sold right off, now closing at the 7.30, right? So this is a very, you know, crazy sell-off looking back into the IWM as well, right? IWM really sold off. So that is what you want to look. That is how you want to really gauge it. Now let's get into some more. GTEC, this one really did push because of some fantastic news that really came out, right? Now let's take a look at our think or swim and see what is going on, right? So now the problem with this is Greenland Technology shares jump after launching second vehicle line. So that is the reason why we had this push to the upside into the overbought zone, right? So keep an eye on it and see if we can have that fundamental, push and then a pull back into that name. Next one is going to be CEI. CEI, pretty much we have this level, which is the 200 moving average. So price is bouncing right off the 200 moving average, hit the resistance spot, and then guess what, we pull all the way back down. 20 and 50 exponential moving average couldn't hold this, right? So as a result, guess what happened? We're gonna try to retest this breakout spot. If you're not seeing the breakout spot, let's take a look at that. Look at that spot. So right now we're gonna be looking for a bounce between this $1 and 120 level. So keep an eye on CEI. I do like the fact that we have a support right around this spot. Now let's get into BDSX. This one right now, we broke this level, right? $7.31 area. So right now we'll be expecting price to really continue the bounce off this $6, okay? So that's what we'll be looking for. BBGI. BBGI, your level is 225. 225, keep an eye on that spot. We already talked about this IPVO from the start. Now let's go take a look at Grill. Grill right now, we did really push, okay, into 220, but then rejected the 200 moving average spot back to selling off into $1.10, right? So keep an eye on that if we can bounce right off that level as well. Now let's take a look at ZYNE. This one is another one to keep an eye on. Right now we're making pretty much a triple bottom. Triple bottom is also a bullish way for stocks to really, bounce off that level, right? ALZN. This one right now, we're consolidating around this spot, so I'll be looking for more to come in the name. We just really sold off because the IWM is also selling off, so keep an eye on that level. Bmroa. This one right now, we are bouncing off the 200 moving average spot. So if we really reclaim the 520, I'll be expecting more in the coming days. But I like the way this chart is really setting up. I'll be looking to add more, into this $5 spot come Monday AM. Also, another sell-off one was AMROS. This one right now, we're coming right from $15 down into $7.25. So these are the stocks you got to keep your eyes on, right? So we talked about this one that I'll be picking that up. Also ITP as well. Keep an eye on this one. Right now we have 39 cents for the close, so look for 42 cents break and then we're gonna be all right. MTP, you are looking for the price to really hold this 170 area. That's what you're going to be looking for. If price break 180, $1.80, I'll be expecting more into the $2, which is our 200 moving average. Also IWM, also another factor into this. We sold off on Thursday, we couldn't recover on Friday, and guess what, I'll be looking forward to the third day action. We sold off here 1 2 3, okay, 1 2, so I'll be expecting something in the coming days as well, right? ROC this one right now, we're bouncing right off. Look for 350 break, 350 break, then we are in the green zone, and guess what, $4 will come easily on that name. CTIB as well, right now this is also looking good for a peak around this area into the 200 moving average visit. VAX as well, this is a new IPO, keep an eye on this one. $17 break, I think will continue to push higher into 25. BYRN as well, right now we have that inverse head and shoulder. Look for the $16 area to hold as a support. This one also sold off, I'll be looking for bottom bounce play on that. APRE, this area is going to act as our support. 425 is our support, which is going to coincide with our inverse head and shoulder, which is a reversal pattern in the technical side of things. ISUN, guys, look for this area to really hold as a support. Also an inverse head and shoulder pattern in the name, so keep an eye on that as well, guys. WWR, this one as well, we have this channel, we need to keep an eye on inverse head and shoulder as well. MTCR, this one right now, I'll be looking for bottom bounce play into the gap fill, so keep an eye. We're really oversold, and I'll be looking for some run up in the coming days. Oversold on PMCB, keep an eye on this one as price continue to show us strength. AYTU, the same thing, looking for bottom bounce play to reclaim this support level as we bounce. BNTC as well, I'm looking for bottom bounce play on that name. ALT, look for this as we are forming the inverse head and shoulder pattern, holding that right side properly, and I'll be looking for a run up into $13 in the coming days. This is more like a buy and hold kind of play, right? CLIR as well, we are bouncing right off the bottom. This is what I call the bottom bounce play pattern, right? So you pick some up in anticipation of the bounce, right? And we just bounce right off into close to about the $2.75, right? And then we couldn't close above the 50 exponential moving average to render us that green nature, right? So look for 175 as a support for now. MRIN as well, this is what you want to look for. Price, if price continue to fail because IWM is failing, then look for $5, $4.95 to hold as our fundamental area of support. Sino as well, Sino, I'll be looking for 345, 348 area for support. Now VISL as well, 160 is our support for now. Sunworks, right now we're failing support, which is the 550 area. Okay, $5 is going to act as our next support on the name. BTTR as well, I'm looking for a break off this $4.30, 425 area, guys. Support right now is this $4. If it breaks, then look for 350, but otherwise I'll be expecting a push into the $6 in the coming name. Just some kind of boom boom candle to come. TNGX as well, I really did love it when it was like we are right around this $14, looking for the break, but that didn't come. Thursday price action really did push this lower, so right now I'll be looking for support right around this 200 moving average for momentum continuation. KROMD as well, this is what you want to look at. We're fighting, having problem with the 200 moving average, guys. Now I'll be expecting price to push through this area. If it doesn't, then 320 is going to act as our support. DTST as well, look for bottom bounce play. We're really looking good for a continuation. Arik as well, support is going to be 190 spot. Polar as well, keep an eye, 650 break, I think will continue into $9. For now, I like the way this is really setting up. Your stop loss right around 550, guys, on that name. OWLT, we're coming from the $10 spot. Right now, we're at $4, right? So keep an eye on that $4 as a form of support. This one, SNOA as well, we're looking for a bounce off this 550. Okay, so keep an eye on that level. NXTD, look for $3 as our support for now. Neuro as well, I like the fact that 200 moving average is holding as a support. Groom as well, this is the area you want to keep an eye on. Okay, if price doesn't hold this 330 350 area, we'll pull back into the $3. But overall, we are, you know, I'll be putting my eyes into this $4 425 as a form of, you know, our resistance spot. Ampg, I talked about it earlier with the Finvis, but right now 450 is the area to support. If it doesn't, look for 425, but right now I'm expecting another move into the 560 $6 area on that name, so keep an eye on that. And finally, VRPX, guys, I'm looking for a bottom bounce play. We've been consolidating for quite a while right now, right? If you had played this move from this area, the bounce, right, and more people bought right around the breakout of this left side. Okay, so for me, picking some stock up here around this area, right, I'll be looking to sell some into this resistance, and guess what? Sell as price continue to push higher. Okay, as price continue to push higher, I am selling on the way up, and then set my stop loss right around this area that form some form of a resistance, which is now support, right? So as price push back, I'm selling some into this area. Okay, and we continue sell some on extension. So I do like to sell on extension as price continue to push and we extend. I like to sell into that extension, and price consolidate lower, I set my stop loss right around that area of 50% of that level, right? So that when we retrace back and then bounce, I'm selling off around that area if price continue to go lower or price continue to push higher. So that is how you want to really, you know, trade it. For example, we have a flag, right? We have a very good flag, and this price is trading around this area, and guess what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to gauge this, because from here to here is going to be my profit target. If I move this line, then I'll be looking for this area as my profit target. So this spot is going to be my profit target area. But guess what? I will sell some around this spot. Okay, that is where I will sell either half of my size or a quarter of my position, and then hold the rest, see if we can, you know, maintain this particular pattern as price continue to push, right? Then sell some around this area again. If price doesn't continue, then guess what? I've already sold some of that level. So that is how I normally trade that pattern. Take for example, if we for any reason, you know, price begin to, you know, to say for example consolidate around a range, right? And then guess what? Maybe I get in around this area. Okay, my half size that I'm gonna sell, if I pick some around this area, my stop loss is gonna be the same length as that particular range, and then my profit is still gonna be the same length as that particular spot, right? So if I pick some around this area with stop loss around here, what I'm gonna be looking for what is to sell some around this area if price comes into this area, thinking that we may push, you know, back lower. Okay, but if price momentum comes in and volume comes in, right, guess what? I will, you know, sell some right here, say maybe sell a quarter of my size or half of my size, and then sell, you know, more into this resistance zone, which is corresponds to this range length, right? So, or height, if you want to put it that way. So that is how I'm gonna really sell some. So if price continue, then that is icing on the cake. Icing on the cake. So that is how I take profit as price continues to grow. Or if price pull lower, I'll be cutting my losses off at this point. Okay, that is what I'm gonna do. And then when price reclaim this range again back into the range, then I want to be picking some up in anticipation of a continuation higher in the name. Guys, be nice to everyone out there. This is a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your weekend and happy fantastic holidays to come. Have you guys a fantastic one. Enjoy your weekend. Be positive to everyone out there, and peace and love, guys. Bye bye.